there's not a lot of games that really kind of got my attention at the moment, but I mean, I'm not really interested in Borderlands. I've looked at it and it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think, you know, it's a good game and people who've been enjoying it, but yeah, it's not worth $60 in my opinion. It's definitely not worth it. But you know, I guess people who paid it and they've enjoyed it, then it's worth it to them. But for me, it's definitely not. Oh, why did I take that mat away? I don't know. Thank you for the birthday wishes, guys. That Zelda remaster looks as good as well. I don't like the price tag. Yeah. I think I might get that new Pokemon one when it comes out on the Switch, but we'll see. We'll see. One of the guys I watch call his classic WoW show Adventures of Jerry No Jaw. That's hilarious. Is he RP in that as well, is he? Has he got like no face camera on there, and is he RP in that? That sounds pretty hilarious. I'm going to be like 25. I don't look it though. Awesome, Dan. Well, I hope you have a lovely 25th birthday, buddy, and appreciate you being here today. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's get that sauce done. So I'm going to dice up a little bit of sage. I've got some fresh sage in here. Don't need to go too crazy on the sage because it's quite strong flavour if you use quite a bit. So we don't want to go manic with it. Yeah, he does a lot of RP. All right. Might give him a follow. Sounds like an entertaining one to watch. Right. Let's dice this up very nicely. As I said, I don't want too much sage, but I love the smell of sage. And I also find, like, you know, almost like the texture's like velvety on the leaves. It just feels weird. Very fluffy stems. Compared to like most herbs, I would say this is one of the most like weird texture to it, you know. DM you the name. All right, appreciate it, Cryptic. I appreciate it. Right. So that's just down. Can you freeze herbs in containers like that? If you use like fresh herbs like very sparingly. The only problem with freezing them, they can tend to go brown. Excuse me, especially like mint, basil, you know, stuff like that. But so freezing them's not the best, but I suppose you could do it with time. But they just tend to go brown, to be honest with you. The best way to do, usually like basil and stuff like that, is like making pesto or making like a salsa verde or something that's going to keep, you know, you can keep it in oil. It's going to last a long time. So, but yeah, like kind of freezing it down rum, it's a little tricky and it's not as fresh. I suppose the best way to do it, instead of freezing it, you could dry them out and have dried herbs. Now that works, because obviously you can buy the dry herbs in the containers and they last a long time. I mean, it's not as flavoursome, but it's another way to do it. I've seen people place them in olive oil and freeze in ice cube trays. Oh, really? Okay. That's an interesting one. So does the oil kind of protect it and stop it from browning then? That's a new one on me. I appreciate you sharing, Karina. That's a new one for me. Garlic I wanted as well. Nice. See, you learn something new every day. Always learn something new from you guys as well. Doesn't matter how much experience you got, there's always somebody who's going to show you something new. That's a good idea. It is a good idea. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it, Karina. Right. Beautiful. Right, so what we're going to do is grate down 2 cloves. These are good size. Yeah, seems good to me. Feels good, man. I'm going to use 2 of them. If you want more garlic in there, you can do, but I guarantee you're probably not going to need it. So what we're going to do is just take a little bit of the skin off, sorry. So watch your fingers. Watch your finger roonies. Now I don't want to crush this down because I want to microplane it. What do you mean by microplane it? We're going to grate it down. So just going to take the skins off. There we go. I mean, you can use like a little paring knife as well to kind of scrape it, but I feel like I'm almost there with it, so. Come on, skin. There we go. Right. Let's get rid of this. We're going to grate this down. And then we're going to start making the base for that bechamel sauce. As I said, I don't want to make too much. I just want this to kind of coat the zucchini noodles. So you just want to kind of let them coat very nicely. What a bunch of time the other day. I didn't want it going bad, so I ended up drying it all in the microwave. Now I have dried time. Well, there you go. Fantastic. I mean, if you've got a dehydrator, you can do it properly that way. But yeah, I suppose that's another way in the microwave. Oh, cheese. I was waiting for you to say that. Did it take a lot of time? Oh. I don't know how to react to that one. You know what I'm going to say to this cheese, right? There's not enough time in the world for your puns today. There really isn't. Right, let's make a start on this sauce. So I don't want to go too crazy. I'm going to put this one at the back. So look, put it on a low, put that on a medium heat. Do tell. I think that just went over his head. That's okay. I won't say it again. Alright, okay, so it's on a medium heat. Little bit. Am I going to use butter or oil? Let's use butter. I've got enough. Wait. What am I making Friday? I don't need butter for Friday. Do I need butter for tomorrow? No. Okay. I don't actually need any butter at all this week, so there you go. I'm going to need some flour as well. Chef doesn't have time to explain time puns. Don't even want to respond to that one. I haven't got time to deal with this today, cheese. Haven't got the time. Ice cube trays are the best. Herbs, stocks, white wine. Yeah, I don't see why not. I can feel the cringe. Isn't that a sign to time to stop, right? How much butter do you want, chef? So it's 114 grams. Half that is... No. Yeah, 57. Yeah, 57 is half of 114, right? Yeah. I can do math now and again. Right, so... Yeah, I've hit the eject button for a few. But the expertise in herbs, would you call yourself a Time Lord? Oh. I would say... maybe. I want to eat my monitor. Oh, really? With the chicken stock. Chicken stock smells fantastic. It's really, really good. Right, so we've got the butter in there. Actually, do I really want to make this much? I feel like this is a little bit too much now. No, it should be okay. It'll be okay. That's fine. Right. How you doing, Gabrielle? How's things? What have you been up to? Excuse me, guys. Right, so once that's melted down, where is my little whisk? That'll do. If you make too much, you can always give it to the neighbors. True, or you can give it to the family. I don't have any neighbors though, so. For lunch tomorrow. Yeah, it's usually for my wife's lunch, so it's all good. I was thinking 50 grams is actually not that much. So it'd be fine. If it was like 70 or 80 grams, then I'd say, yeah, it's going to be a boatload, so shouldn't be too bad. I'm good. How's you going? I'm okay. I'm just doing okay today. Not 100%, but yeah, I'm getting through the day. I'm almost kind of there-ish, but yeah. Not the best of days, but I'm alright. Right, so we're going to have about equal quantity of flour. We just want to make pretty much like a nice little sandy roux. What do you mean by a sandy roux? Well, it looks like a sandy texture. So maybe just a touch more flour in there. And then we're just going to cook that out for about roughly 2 minutes. Not too much flour. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. So let's cook that down very nicely, very steadily. And what we're going to do, add the thyme and the garlic next. Which we could add down now, because we can then cook out the garlic as well. Beautiful. And what we're going to do is add some of the chicken stock, and we're also going to use some milk. Part milk, part chicken stock, so I'm going to add lots of flavour to this sauce. Also, I've got leftover spinach, and what I'm going to do with that spinach, I'm not going to chuck it away. I'm actually just going to chuck it through the zucchini and the sauce. So, you know, a little bit more flavour in there, so we don't chuck it out, we don't waste it, so. Let's get a little Instagram video in here as well. Beautiful. Right, so let's grab some milk first. Let's have a look. I have to open a new milk. So you want to add it little by little. The reason for it, stop it from clumping. You got a nice smooth sauce. Charlie, thank you so much for the biddies.
Mr. Distractoid 1, 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 Mr. Distractoid 1.
Those cheeky robots. I appreciate those biddies. Thank you so much. Right, so a little bit more. Just absorbing that flour with the milk. Oops. Oopsie doodles. Making a mess already. It's alright, it's a good thing I'm going to clean it later on, right? Right, so a little bit more milk. So you're just whisking this up little by little, so you get a nice consistency. It might look a little bit lumpy, but just keep whisking it, you'll be fine. And it'll form together. If you add like all of the milk, all of the liquid all at once, it's not going to incorporate into the flour. Right. It'll just be all over the place. What?
Uni one 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 uni one.
So, just to let you know. Liffy, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime as well. I appreciate it. How are you doing today? Could we get some love and hype in chat? Thank you so much. Well, you know, I've just got one thing to say about that. One uni. Liffy, thank you so much for the brand new sub. It's so good to see you. I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you so much for that support. I appreciate it. He got tired. I love the voice. It changes pitch. I know, right? The accent I actually got on the TTS is actually it's English Welsh speaking. So English with a Welsh accent. How great is that? According to Bitbot, you need one. What? One of what? I don't know. I don't know. One uni. Charlie, thank you so much for the biddies as well. I appreciate it. Right, let's give this a mix around. So cooking out that flour, so it's quite thick. So I know chat likes it thick. How thick does Twitch chat like it? I mean, a little thick? Just only a little bit, right? So let's mix this up very steadily. I'm going to start getting the ladle out and taking some of the chicken stock out of here and into the sauce. I have like an Italian but on mine, but I keep forgetting to change it. You should do it, dude. I'll remind you later, cheese. Though I always ask you to remind me about things. Me trying to remember that might be a little difficult. Right, so we got a nice little garlicky, sagey bechamel sauce. This sage sauce is very magical as well, by the way. Do you know why? I'm not going to tell you. Right, let's whisk this up very nicely. Without making too much mess on the stove. So we're going to start adding the chicken stock next. So I'm done with that milk. Oh, where's my ladle? So let's start taking the chicken stock out and start putting some of that in there. If you don't make a mess, it's not cooking, sir. Well, working cleanly. It depends on what you call a mess. How you doing, Janielle? How's things? Are you doing well? I mean, you can't work with perfection and not make any mess. Correct. But, you know, you don't want to be slapping half a sauce across your stovetop, do you? Right. It's looking good. We're going to need to add a lot more because we need to cook out the flour so it'll thicken up 2 or 3 times over. So just going to add a little, touch more, and without banging my head on the work surface. So as well as having a cold, now I've got a headache. It's not a good day for me today, is it? It really isn't. I'm just having one of those days. Oh god, I clogged my head really hard. Just not having a good week. Can we just start again in October? I just want to take a break. Start again in October. If you don't make a mess, it certainly is. It certainly is. Right, okay. Let's put that in there. Mind me, Ed. Beautiful. Alright, so we're going to let that cook out and add a little touch more stock. Might look a little bit thin, but that's fine. Just pull this forward before I smack my head again. Don't want any of the onion in there. There we go. I mean, I could strain it off, but I'm just doing it from the pan for the time being. Beautiful. Right. Bit more chicken stock. Charlie, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it.
Frankers 1 frankers 1 frankers 1 frankers 1 frankers 1 frankers 1.
Sounds like Ninja with the frankers. Appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. Right, so I'm gonna have a little taste of this. See where we are at with it. It's looking a little bit white on the stove, so there we go. so you guys can see it. It looks very dark for me, but very bright for you. It's because of these cameras are so good. They can pick up brightness and darkness, which is great. Beautiful. The sage, the garlic. It does need seasoning, which we'll add a touch now. And we're going to add a little bit more later on, and a little bit of pepper. But this is going to thicken up a bit more, so we're going to need a little bit more, what's it called? Chicken stock in there. Also, to help enrichen it a little bit further, I'm going to pop a little smidgen of Marmite in there, which will give it that umami kind of richness into it, which is great. So we are getting some richness from the chicken stock, but I just want that little kind of concentrated richness from there. So, I'm going to add a little touch more. Right, let's pop a little bit of this in here. I'll add that nice little richness to the sauce, which is fantastic. Charlie, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate it, my friend. Right, let's pop that in there.
Scoops one, 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 scoops one.
Is that a scoop of ice cream, right? Thank you, Charlie. Thank you so much for the biddies. I appreciate it. Righty, so that's mixed up very nicely. A little bit more chicken stock in there. And with the rest of the chicken stock, as I said, I'm going to freeze that down. I can use that for another day. I just wanted to get those chicken bones used up. I've got another lot of chicken bones to use up on Thursday, because we're going to do a udon noodle beef soup, which will be very tasty. So looking forward to that. Right, so it's quite thin at the moment. This is going to thicken even further, so just give it a little bit more time. So that's looking great, fantastic. And the stock, I'm leaving that off the stove. I'm going to let that cool down now, and then I'm going to strain it off later, and then I'm going to freeze bag it down, keeping some nice little fresh chicken stock in the freezer for when I need it. If I need to add a